Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey.
Like I'm trying to think of like new movies that I really liked.
I think they hit the peak. Movies hit the peak of being good. Like, the most expensive movie of all time is Avatar, and that shit sucked. You know what I mean? So like, it hit the peak, and now it's like, I think that's why like podcasts is like, this is such a dumb art form. When you really think about
it's just attention spans, bro. Like, I am a movie nerd. Like, I love movies. Like, my favorite days are like days I watch movies, and even me, it's like I have to put my phone in another room because it's just like, it's just so addicting. So I can just like, I'll be so into a movie, like loving the movie, and then still want to take like a TikTok break. So bad. And I'm a movie nerd, so I can just imagine like other people, like there's no even, I feel like that's why movies are bad, because they're all like so about like keeping your attention, like just nonstop shit. Where like really the best movies are like those slow ass like movies from the 90s. Like, I feel like the last year that had movies that like I actually loved, I think it was like 2017 or maybe 8. I don't know. It was like
I thought you were gonna say 2007. And I was like, Toy Story. What the fuck?
There was one year that Mother came out. That's like one of my favorite movies. Like,
Mother's another one that's a little too artsy.
Yes,
it's a little too artsy.
A lot of people don't like that movie. But
you would like Men. If you liked Mother, you would like Men.
Mother inspired like all my music videos. Mother was like changed my like. I rewatched it recently with my sister, and I didn't like it as much. I watched it in the theater, so I was like fully entrenched in it. But I just love like the evolution of the movie and like how it feels like, how the fuck did I end up here? And that's how I like wanted all my music videos to be. But no, the year Mother came out, it was like Mother, Arrival, Nocturnal Animals.
You like weird shit.
Yeah, I guess.
I like some weird
Arrival
shit too.
Weird. Nocturnal Animals isn't even that weird.
No, but all right. I guess weird shit. It's so funny. It's like good shit. You know what I mean? Like artistic movies. I guess. I'm just so like artistic is weird. I love it, but like.
Like, what are your favorite movies?
Like of all time, I love A24. Like I like The Lobster was really good. Like,
I can see that.
My favorite movie
people turn into animals.
Yeah, my favorite movie of all time is Punch Drunk Love with Adam Sandler. But it's like Uncut Gems, where it's like a serious Adam Sandler movie.
So good.
Yeah. Did you see Monkey Man?
I just saw that.
Did you like it?
Yesterday. I literally saw that last night.
In the theater?
Yeah.
I'm a theater guy too. All right. I go to the theater all the time, bro.
Yeah.
I thought Monkey Man was a superhero movie because I just saw the poster. So I thought it was like Dev Patel played like a dude who was a monkey who like kicked ass like John Wick style. So I took mushrooms to go see it.
Oh, that's
and that's not the bro. I was like having a panic attack in the theater watching and I was like, where do these trans ninjas show up?
Yeah.
Bro, trans ninjas just show up out nowhere.
I had like a break in between that movie, so I was like watching the beginning. I showed up 5 minutes late, and then took like a break in the middle, and then came back, and I was definitely confused. I definitely like ruined the movie because I like got distracted.
Wait, what do you mean a break?
Like
like you had to go watch TikTok outside?
Yes. That's what I was saying.
No,
I'm
just watch TikTok in the theater.
I just got into like a conversation. During it. Theaters are like empty now.
I love it.
I love it too.
I brought my dab.
But it can be like, what?
I brought my dab rig into the theater.
You brought your dab rig into the Jesus. I thought you said you brought your dad.
I did bring my dad to the theater.
Really? Yeah. No, I like that they're empty, but yeah, you just feel too homey at the same time because it's like if you got a theater to yourself, like you feel like you're in your house, you can just do whatever.
Do you sneak food in?
Last night I did not because I was late, but I usually, yeah, but not much.
I didn't know theaters had like thermal cameras.
What?
That like can see in the dark.
I didn't know that either.
I know, bro. I've done a lot of bad shit in theaters. That is on.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Do you want to know how I found out?
Yeah.
This is a real. I'm sorry for people listening. This is the beginning of the podcast. This is TMI. I was once having FaceTime sex in a theater that was alone.
That's so. Didn't Pee Wee Herman have?
Yeah, but he was by himself. I was on FaceTime with a girl who was like, thought it was hot that I was like alone in the theater.
Yeah.
So I do it and I dropped my wallet, and then I went back to find my wallet, and they're like, "Oh, we'll just check the cameras," and I literally just left. I literally just walked out the theater. Like,
I mean, full disclosure. Last night, that was like kind of my intermission during the movie. So it's really relevant that you're saying that because, like, damn.
You jerked off at the Monkey Man?
I jerked off. No, that's weird. I would jerk off.
It was is FaceTime sex jerking off?
Are you jerking off?
Yeah, but with someone who's like instigating
dude, what?
it.
From an outside perspective, that's only jerking off.
Oh, yeah. To the outsider, they think I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, it looks like you're watching porn.
Yeah. It looks like I'm watching.
Which is even weirder. Like
it looks like I'm watching a
movie.
cam girl, which is the worst.
Yeah, that's weird. But damn. Wow, I didn't know that. But I guess that makes sense.
They have to have cameras.
Every single movie, single time I'm in a movie theater, I still think about like the dude who shot up the Batman movie. Mm-hmm. Every single time, like.
If you walked into a movie theater dressed like that, I thought you were going to shoot it up.
I was just having this conversation because I was at Target and this dude was like in a black hoodie with his hood on, and I'm like, who the fuck is this sketchball? And then I realized that's what I look like all the time. Are we good?
Yeah, I'm just so stoned and anxious all the time. Are you an anxious person? You're talking about being scared in the movie theater.
Well, I just always think about the dude who shot up the Batman movie.
No, but I mean, just in life, are
Just
you an
anxious?
anxious person?
I don't think so. My sister thinks so. My sister thinks I'm always anxious. I don't think. I wouldn't call it anxiety. I just like. Living here, like I'll be thinking a lot, and like I don't really
thinking how things could go wrong.
I just like it's hard. People always are like, "Are you okay?" Like I'll just be chilling, and they're like, "Are you okay? Like what's wrong?" And I'll be fine. I'll just be thinking of some shit, but I guess I look like I'm like stressing out, but I'm really not. I'm just like thinking a lot, which sometimes I can have like stressful thoughts, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't have anxiety for like no reasons. Like some people would just get like anxiety attacks. That doesn't really happen to me. Yeah.
What do you get anxious about?
I get more sad than anything. Like I don't get like my heart beating mad fast and like I'm trying to think like I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous around girls. Like my last girlfriend, we'd be dating for, like there'd be times we were together for like every day, like not every day, but like I would still when she was like coming to my house, I would still like get nervous. Like even no matter how like comfortable I feel with a girl, I'll still be a little nervous.
You're not an only child. You said you had a sister.
I have a sister.
Okay. I feel that way because I'm an only child, so anytime I go to see anyone, I'm nervous because like I'm like by myself is my like normal state, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was nervous coming here, and like
I be nervous.
You know?
Yeah, I'm a little socially retarded. People just think it like
I am too.
It works for me because like people just think that people meet me and they just think like I don't hear like I'm an asshole, but like I do hear that like he was like standoffish, and I'm so not standoffish. I just like don't know what to say, and people like just assume that like I just think like, you know.
Do you think if you were a nobody, and take that just whatever I'm putting in quotations, they would still feel that way, or do you think? Or do you think because they know you're dope at something, they like want your affection to feel dope themselves.
People assume I think I'm better than them, so when I'm quiet and I like am not saying much, that's what they take it as. But I'm just like awkward, like
yeah, bro, I'm the exact.
No, seriously, like before this shit, dude, I was like, you know, not so like not the popular, not like a I was like a random kid. Like I was the nerd in school who like did music that no one cared about. Like, not that I was like bullied or whatever. It's just a random kid who just like didn't talk to people and just went home and like rapped. and yeah, like bad socially. Like all my friends were more social than me.
But that's because you put your time into rap and not being social. That's what I realized. It's like a lot of people put 10,000 hours into being social.
Yeah, but some people are naturally better at that. Like my sister was like always like when she was younger, she's 5.5 years older than me. She was like always extroverted. I was always quiet, like always introverted, and like if when people meet my sister, they're like my sister's a real star. I just happen to make music, and like we just like, this is gonna sound like very hippie, but I just feel like the fact that like music or like rap is like, or being an actress or actor is like the lit thing to do right now in this world. Like in this world we live in, like that's a lit thing to do. So like it comes with fame, but in reality, like I'm just a nerd who likes to fucking like rhyme words and perform on stage. Like I think there's like another world out there that like the chef is the lit person, or like, you know, painters aren't lit anymore. Like there's another world out there where like the painter's a lit person and the rapper is like a minimum wage fucking just like random ass job.
Yeah, my boy has a construction company. Shout out Thatcher Wood. He owns
Thatcher Wood.
Thatcher Wood.
Thatcher Wood. Shout out.
Yeah, Hammer Time Construction on Cape Cod, and he like owns a construction company. And I'm like, damn, that's way cooler than anything. Like, that's sick as fuck. You own a company making money. Like, you got to like. I'm like, damn, I'm struggling to get people to look at me. Like, that's not like.
Yeah.
That used to be cool, but it's not. It's kind of like weed. It's like smoking weed was cool, but now everyone smokes weed, so it's not cool. It's like being fucking trying to get fame used to be cool, but now everyone's like wants to be famous.
It's never been cool.
You know what? The pursuit of becoming larger was cool.
Fame itself is just a stupid thing. You know, like the fact that people, you know, like obviously like I'm appreciative for people who don't know me and feel like they know me through the music or whatever, but like the idea of like idolizing someone who you don't even know and like thinking they're, you know, it's a stupid thing at the end of the day. And like why, I rap, like I do this one thing, like why am I have a certain amount of followers or whatever, but this person who, like my sister, is a waitress, but if you put us together and like talk to us, she's gonna seem like the star. Like she's the brighter light. She's like the more energetic. She just doesn't, you know, do something that attracts fame. She's an
well,
you know,
do you think it's because she's actually naturally talented, so she doesn't need the pursuit of it? Like, I always thought, I'm not funny, so I need to be a comedian. I need to prove I'm funny by becoming a comedian. If I was actually funny, I don't need to be a comedian.
That's interesting, yeah. Because like, I wonder like if you like grew up mad popular, you wouldn't chase something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think of that. Well, I had this thing about like tall people, which like you're tall, so like you might get offended, but like I just feel like the majority of tall people are like not talented, like kind of lame, kind of because they grew up with just like girls attracted them for no reason. It's like being a super like attractive person, you know, no disrespect.
Trust me, no one ever thought that about me.
but
that's how I feel about hairlines. I see hairlines. I see your hair and I'm like, this motherfucker.
I don't even think about that at all. No, but that is interesting. But no, I think the reason why I started, it definitely comes from like, Well, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely comes from like a sad place. Like I began music because I was like sad. I began writing because like
Who creates art from a happy place? Like, there's a reason we want attention.
yeah. I mean, happy art is bad.
Yeah,
Like, what's a happy?
yeah.
What's a happy like?
An artist is.
That's why comedies, dude. Comedies suck. When was the last like good comedy?
I was talking about this with my friend the other
suck.
day. It's because no one can just be bad. They always have to have a redeeming quality. Like, if you watch The Office, like early The Office, Michael Scott's a bad person.
I never.
Like,
I never
he's like
watched
or like, all right, what was your comedy? Like Curb Your
grew up on-
Enthusiasm.
yeah.
Larry David's a bad person. Like, when you watch interviews with
I don't
him,
think so.
no, but when you watch interviews with him and people are like, I relate to your character, he's like, that means you're a bad person.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, no one can be objectively bad. They have to also be like good, and you can't be good and say bad shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Comedies.
you're not allowed to just say horrendous shit anymore.
I feel like podcasts now are like letting people have that outlet now. I just think movies are like there's such a risk with them because like at least in TV shows you can like pivot during it. Like movies is like they throw so much money at it and then you got one shot like it comes out and it's like they probably don't even make money anymore. And
Well,
it's like,
comedy's all about timing. You ever like said something that's so funny to your friend and then you try to like talk about it later and it's so
Yeah.
unfunny? That's what a comedy movie is. That's why stand up and podcasting is like in the moment. But a movie, it's like the joke has to last 2 years.
yeah,
Like it has
yeah.
to last through the editing process. It has to last
Yeah, I
through
don't know what it takes
like,
to. I don't know what it takes to like make a comedy movie, but it's like why aren't they good anymore? Like what was the last like good comedy movie? Like what's a movie that like you genuinely? like,
did you
laugh?
ever see Triangle of Sadness?
Yeah,
That was a good comedy
but
movie.
like it wasn't like Step Brothers where it's
no,
just,
no,
like,
it wasn't Step
I'm
Brothers.
saying like
but it was
Step Brothers, like Anchorman 2 is probably like my favorite comedy.
Wait, why is Anchorman 2 your favorite comedy?
It's so funny, dude. I also love Steve Carell. I want to meet Steve Carell so bad.
You've never met? I feel like you could meet Steve
I
Carell.
love that guy so much. So much. Like I be literally like once a week I Google like Steve Carell movies.
But you've never watched The Office?
Yeah, no, I just can't watch shows. I don't know why. I always like check out. I will like a show, but then I'll like lose interest. I'm like really trying to watch Sopranos right now and I'm in it. Like I finally started it. But it's a challenge to like remind and I like it, but it's
I can't do it. I was arguing with Webby about it because, you know, he loves it. And I was like, I've never seen it. And he like couldn't believe it.
yeah.
Also, if like more than 3 people tell me they like something, I won't watch it.
Yeah. I dealt with the same thing of like that's such a whack thing that people have that like it's so hyped up. Like I so much didn't want to like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like I heard so much hype around it and I watched it mad late and I'm like, this is gonna end like no, that movie is sick. Like if you're one of those people who's like, nah, it's not even that good. That movie's good, dude. And then there was another thing. I think people like go too crazy about the Joker. I thought it was good.
Yeah. That's like
but, like,
it's
I
like a
relate to
white
the
guy
Joker.
That's like
That's
that's like
it
8
is.
Mile for this generation.
Yeah, for real.
You know, it's like something that angry white guys can be like relate to.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
not that bad. I kind of relate to like, you know, he's just misunderstood.
I like in the new one they have a chick because they always have to blame it on a chick. If a dude's crazy, there has to be a like
Is it really a musical, the second one?
I hope not.
I think it is.
I hate musicals.
I fucking hate who likes musicals. I watched
Yeah, when people listen to them,
who
it's
likes
the worst
musicals?
type of music.
It's the worst type of yeah, it's not even music. My dad actually used to like get like he's like the only person who would get like the soundtrack of musicals and like listen to
Oh
them.
my god!
Like my parents love to Rent. You know that is
Yeah, the AIDS
and
movie,
shit.
yeah.
It's like the AIDS.
That's like if you say you like Hamilton, I know you don't like good rap.
I never seen Hamilton. I just seen like I've seen little things and it just seems so whack to me. Like
Yeah.
I watched the chocolate What's the chocolate? What the fuck?
Cho-
Willy Wonka.
Okay.
And that was, it was a musical.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. Who likes musicals? Like, what is the target audience? Like,
Yeah. How much money would you have to be paid to make a musical?
to make one?
Yeah, like write all the music for a musical.
Do I perform it?
That's dealer's choice.
I mean, I would do. I mean, if I didn't have to perform it, and it was just for the bag, I would definitely do that. What the fuck? I don't know.
Why can't
Not
they
that
make?
much.
Why can't they make like cool music in a musical? Like,
Because the majority of people don't like cool music. Like the majority of people, I don't know, like they want to get like families to go to this shit. That's why like Christian rappers are so like, they go from like 0 to 100 because it's like that audience. I feel like that. Damn, this is no disrespect, but like the audience of like a Christian rapper, I feel like they don't even care.
well,
what
yeah,
it looks
it's
like, what
really
it sounds like.
easy for you to believe in something.
Yeah, it's
So
just
you're
super
gonna-
easy to grab them. Like all you gotta do is talk about God and like.
No, they already believe in something that's not there. So
Those people.
No, I
just,
believe in a God. I believe in a
too.
God.
I believe in God too, but
I don't know if it's a Christian God.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Christian or just religious rap. They don't even have to like be specific about.
I saw Buddha on a DMT trip, and that fucked me up.
What do he look like?
Like Buddha, but he had hair.
Isn't Buddha like he's fat and skinny, right? There's like two different Buddha
I saw
versions.
fat Buddha.
Was he smiling?
Yeah, he was really happy.
How
We
many
were on
times
the-
have you done DMT?
4?
And were all of them like
Crazy, but cool, good,
crazy as in like
beneficial.
Yeah.
I've been in a really depressed state, and I've done it, and they've given me what I needed to pull myself out. Have you ever done any psychedelics or anything?
No. And I'm definitely like not against it.
I wouldn't be like, do it. You know what I mean? Like that's not.
No. I'm like, I definitely don't have like my mind made up of like what I believe in. Like I feel like I'm still like searching or whatever. But if I had to guess, like I do believe in like, multi-dimensional like shit, and I do believe in like a God, whether that's like just a way of the universe or like I believe in something. I don't believe this is just like a bunch of random shit.
Do you think you were gifted talent or drive?
I don't think I was gifted drive. I think that's like a product of like a bunch of stuff, but like seeing my family go through stuff and kind of like like running away from certain stuff, like being like super driven is like a sick way to not deal with certain things in your life. So I think that is like what it comes from a little bit. But no, I don't think I was gifted drive, and I don't feel I was gifted talent. Like I just think that I obsessed over it and I liked certain things, and the biggest thing I would say I was gifted was like a perspective, like an opinion, or like a way of looking at things. But I also don't really consider that a gift. I feel like that just like came from my parents and my like upbringing.
That's funny because I just asked because of the higher power shit, because I think about that for myself, because I'm like,
I guess I never.
I don't feel like I'm talented at all. I actually think I'm not talented at what I do, but I think I was gifted a hatred of myself that drives me.
Yeah.
And that drive is, I'm thankful for it, because
When you say you were gifted, like you think that like it was like a decision, or do you think that's just like a product of like the random life you were living and that just?
I don't know. What are if you don't, you can pass this. What do your parents do for work? Are either of them creative?
My dad was a super creative. It wasn't his job, but like his heart was supposed to be an artist. Like his, he was like a writer. Like played the guitar, wrote songs. Like, that's like what he was supposed to do. And my mom is like she works with like patents. Like I don't even know the correct, but she works like my mom is like super smart. Like, I mean both of them are smart in different ways, but my mom was more of like the doer, like hard worker, like grinder, like and then my dad was like looked at things very abstractly and just more creative, very like not judgmental, very like he wasn't a hippie, but like just more like
Yeah, my dad plays drums. Played drums, had gigs all over, did like bike week at Laconia. You know what I mean?
Sick.
Just like played all over. He's still like, you can go to Cape Cod and see my dad play.
That's fucking
every
sick.
weekend. Like, and it's funny. So I don't make music, but I saw that growing up. You know what I mean? Like I saw him do that, and it inspired me to like follow my shit. So the reason I say that is the after my Conway interview, he chose that part of an interview for a song, and I got put on a vinyl. And so like I was on a Conway vinyl, and I got to show it to my dad, and my dad was like, damn, I've made music my whole life and I've never been on a vinyl. Like I've never been on, like, you know what I mean? I've never had my music on a vinyl. And I thought like maybe creativity is like post-generational. Like maybe my talent came from his, and like he only got to do that to allow me to be here.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah.
That's why I was wondering about you. You know what I mean? It's like you got to see creativity to be a creative.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't. Yeah, and in that sense, it was gifted because, like, I definitely would. Like, I do not think I'd be doing this if it wasn't for him. And it wasn't like we had a conversation, or it wasn't even, and he wasn't even like around my whole life. But the little bits of like I thought it was normal to like write songs about your wife. Like I thought that was a thing that like that wasn't like a so then I fucking wrote songs about girls in school and continuously got in trouble for them my entire school. Hell yeah, bro.
What's the most trouble you got in school over a song?
For a song?
Yeah, or what's the most trouble you ever got in?
I mean, those are two completely different conversations. The most in trouble I got for school was in 5th grade. I said like I'm gonna kill the principal in a song, well, no, I didn't say I'm gonna. I said I did. And then he like hired a detective, and like I got suspended, and I had to like take off all these songs off online. But then I wrote this. That shit was lame. But I did write this song.
He hired a detective?
Yeah, hired a detective. I mean, he said he did, and I met the detective, unless there's some bullshit. But I was also like, I was already like the kid who got in a lot of trouble, and like, I dressed even more sketchy than I do now. Like, if one kid was gonna be that kid, probably would have been me.
Knox had that same problem.
About what?
Getting in trouble for threatening some shit.
I would never, I would never do it. But like, I was just like, I always wore like oversized, like dark shit. Like I just looked like a. But in 7th grade, I wrote this song called "Fuck Him." That was about. Damn, do I have it? No, I don't think I do. Actually, I do on my computer. But
I mean, if you want to get it out,
I'll play it. But it was just about this kid it was about this girl that I like was into. Shout out to Sophie. And she was like dating or something, this kid Henry that I didn't fuck with, and he was like a sports player, and I wasn't. and I wrote the song, put it out, and like the whole school heard it, and it was mad embarrassing.
Did he like try to fight you?
No. People didn't really like. My grade was a very like nice group of people.
I was thinking about this today. someone on the live stream, someone was asking me about the whole beef shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think they're having fun. Because it's funny to hear you say, if I really hate someone, I don't think I'd write a song about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I really had a problem with someone,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd, like, even draw attention to it.
I'm like, it's like fun to watch all this shit because, like, obviously, like, I'm such a fan, and, I grew up with, like, at least with, like, some of the beefs there, like, and just, like, the debate is fun. But, like, I just, like, all the shit that's, like, jokey and, like, Instagram story and, like, I try to, like, not look at this shit because I want to be excited. Like, I want to be like, ooh, who's going to get at him? But then at the end of the day, like, when Cole dropped his diss, I was like, Cole doesn't mean this. Like, Cole just took that fucking picture with Kendrick. Like, it wasn't that long ago. And I'm like, so it made sense when he apologized, low-key. I was like, okay, that makes sense. But I genuinely do think, could be wrong, I'm not an insider, but I genuinely think, like, Kendrick doesn't really fuck with Drake, and Drake doesn't really fuck with whatever. They probably have, like, mad respect. They know how talented each other are, but they're so different. Like, I do feel like they probably, like, have some, like, that's why, like, I'm excited about that shit. But the Ross shit, I just feel like when Drake and Ross are gonna see each other, it's gonna be love.
Yeah.
And there's a song.
If you really hated someone, all right, oh, this is it?
I can send this to you.
Please.
I'm in, like, 7th grade.
Their fucking boyfriend. You play sports, I don't. He got abs and more, I don't. He got girls galore, I don't. And she love him. Well, repeat after me when I say fuck him. Fuck him. Repeat after me.
Dude, and I had some, like, weirdo lines in here. Like, I had some, like, sexual lines in here.
Did she fuck with you at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's a sweet girl, though. No.
That's not, I thought it was gonna be trash. That's not a bad song.
It gets pretty fucked up. It gets weird because I got sexual about it, and we were in 7th grade. Like, I'm talking about a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, but you're also, don't say that. They're gonna clip that.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying. I remember.
Yeah. What did you say? Do you remember?
I said, type of girl you rather kiss than let her jack you off, but he'd rather play basketball. That was the line. And then I said,
that's some 13-year-old shit. Jacking off in basketball.
Jacking off in basketball, yeah. And I said, and type of ass you would pay money to be under.
She probably heard this. It was,
dude, her parents probably fucking heard it.
Her parents definitely heard it.
Yeah, the whole school heard it. I remember people used to be like,
you don't have, hey, you don't have anxiety. I'm going to go back to the beginning.
No,
if you release something like that, you don't have anxiety.
I just prioritize the music. I still do it. Like, I'm with this new music. I'm like, every single time I'm releasing, like, a new project or whatever, it's like I get to that point where it's like, fuck, do I send these people the song before it comes out? Or I try to be like I was in a relationship when my last album came out, and I showed her, like, I mean, she was a part of the process. She was, like, talking on the whole album, and, like, I showed her all this stuff, and she was an artist, too. She was, like, very, very understanding and cool about it. And then there were, like, 2 songs that I didn't show her because I knew it was going to, like, start some shit, and, I just didn't want to deal with it. And in hindsight, I should have just been a man and, like, showed it to her. But I didn't, and then it comes out, and we're like celebrating and shit, and I think she like finally listened to like the whole thing, and she was like, "Oh, what are these 2 songs that I know every other song? What are these 2 songs?" And I definitely like said some fuck shit, and she was like, "You should have just showed me."
Were you like, well, I recorded them the day before I put the album.
She was totally right though. I'm very lucky that my dad was, and my mom, my sister, like. I've been writing about like my personal stuff for so long that like they're pretty understanding. Like some of them is like it's hard to hear, but it's difficult with girls sometimes when they hear certain things, and guys. Like I've had friends that like I've had to discuss this song with after it came out. I've definitely had like songs that like fucked up the relationship, but I just like when I feel like something is important to say, like I don't know, I just feel like I feel like it's like bad luck for me to not say it.
You don't think about what you're saying when you create. Like you're not trying. I see that as a positive. I mean, the way it came out is like a negative, but I mean like when you're creating, you're not trying to block anything out. You're just trying to. I think
that's like the devil, like putting yourself in boxes and like blocking anything out. Definitely when I come up with like certain lines, I will be like, oof. Like I make so many songs that don't come out that when I make it, I'm like, this might not even come out. Like I don't know.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and it does.
What percentage of music comes out that you make?
Like overall?
Yeah.
I mean, like 5% or something.
That's so fucking crazy.
Comes out, yeah.
That's
I'm in
so
the studio
crazy.
every day. Like I'm making music every day, and some is just for me, and some I feel like I can make better, and some it's a part of the process. Like sometimes I like will make a song just to get what I need, just to find what I need to say, and then it'll like make its way to another song. But
no, I guess it's the same way with comedy though, because like I'll go to a show and it's not like I'm recording it, but I'll just say a joke I need to say.
Yeah,
and it may lead to another one, but maybe not.
Yeah. That's the same thing.
Do you feel like you can get? Do you feel like you could get canceled for something you said in a song?
No.
That's so tough for me because so many times I want to
cancel you.
The only time I've ever seen it happen is Rick Ross.
Yeah, no one gets successfully.
When the like,
unless you did some actual shit like.
But you know what I mean, like, but with
comedians
comedy,
just get bigger when they get canceled.
Sometimes, I guess now.
And fucking rappers, I feel like rappers use that now, like the like
that. What's that dude's Anti Menace? Have you ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
It's that dude where he just be saying crazy shit. He'll be like, he has that song about Halloween where he's like, put raisins in the Skittles, make the kids eat it. And he's just like,
I think that shit is dead, like the cancellation and shit. I just worry about getting canceled from real people, real life. Like because like a lot of times I write songs from like, I write them, I'm only looking at one thought, one train of thought, like it's like a tunnel. And I say negative shit about shit I went through with my dad, but I love my dad. I say shit about my mom, I love my mom. Like I don't break down the entire relationship in one song. Like I'm focused on one idea. But before I thought just like shit, like why doesn't everybody understand, like it's just art, but like not everybody's an artist, like and usually people are like okay with it, but I definitely I don't know, I probably have hurt some feelings.
Do you regret any songs you put out?
I regret I don't really regret anything. If there was one song I were to regret is this song called Still Believe in Heroes. There's a lot of songs I made that I don't like I don't like this, like there's a lot of those, and Heroes is kind of one of them, but I don't like that song because of like the tone I'm using to talk to my mom. I just think like it's whack. I'm like kind of like attacking her, like it came from a real place, it was a real thing, but I just like get uncomfortable when I hear it. I definitely like, I don't regret any, but I feel bad for like some of the songs off the last project about my ex. Like I feel bad, and I should have been like, I could have maybe like went about it a better way, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of maybe like a superstitious thing, but I feel like if I start censoring myself, if I start like doing anything to get in the way of like the art, then it's like karma's gonna come around and just like make something bad happen. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm here to sometimes like the fact that the truth is gonna get me in trouble, like it makes me want to say the truth more. Like that makes it an important truth. Like a relatable, like it'll be relatable, or the fact that it makes me uncomfortable hearing it, you know, maybe means I've never heard it before, and that'll help someone who will relate to it who's never heard something like it before, you know? Yeah.
I guess that's the same thing with comedy, though.
It's similar.
Like, it's so funny, though. I was about to ask you, I was like, out of those 95% of songs you don't put out, like, why don't you put them out?
Oh.
But it's like, I guess I'm the same way, because it's like, I'm not putting my shit out, you know?
Yeah. There's a billion reasons. I think the main reason is like I don't think it's good enough, or it's not really what I.
But isn't that not for you to decide?
That's that's an interesting point, and like my management is always saying that, like, and that's something I've learned. Like, I definitely look back at songs I haven't released that are like old now, and my voice sounds different that I wish I did, and it's like a learning process for me. Like, there's so many, you know. I'm like, I make music and I'm a writer. I don't think like I'm a good celebrity, you know, like I don't think I'm good at like marketing. I don't think I'm good at like promoting, deciding like what's a single, deciding, like I'm not good at those things. Like, and that's a different thing. Like I like struggle the most with that aspect of it, because at the end of the day I just want to like write and it be out there. So I've definitely like have questioned myself and like fought on themes of albums and then
why do you think you're successful if you're not good at that shit?
I think I would be more successful if I was better at it.
Do you want more success?
Yeah. But I think I'll always want more success. Like, I think it doesn't matter where I'll be.
What do you want?
That's a tough question to ask myself a lot. I do firmly believe that, like, no matter how much success I get, I want more. Same thing with money. Same thing with, like, like, I don't think those things, I think those things aren't keys. Like, I do believe that, like, the journey is everything. But if I were to, like, really say what I want, it's tough. I ask myself that a lot of time. I think the biggest thing I want is I want to have a real relationship with my fans. Like, I want people to see me as I am, you know, which like can be tricky sometimes, because it's like, you know, yeah, like I don't have a lot of conversations. It's not like I don't post that much. Like, I've never been, I never felt like I've been great at that, like, shit, and like putting myself out there as a person, because I just like don't really. One, I don't think I'm good at it. Two, it's like, it's not like a natural thing for me. Like, I don't know, like filming shit and, but to answer your question, I just want to be like perceived as I am, and I just want my fans. I want to tour. I want to sell out shows. I want to, you know, have, yeah, just like my own thing, like my own group that like likes my music for whatever reason they like it. I'm not trying to do anything else.
But don't you feel like you already have that?
I do, but I feel like I could have more. And no, I do feel like it could be, well, it's never ending, because like I feel like I'm changing, so that's gonna change the perception of me or whatever. But I think, no, I definitely like look back at some stuff I did that like, oh, that wasn't a good representation of like who I am. And I feel like now I have a better understanding of like who I am and what I represent. And now I can do a better job of like finding those fans, and those fans finding me, and have it be a more, just more like synergy.
Like, when you were in Europe?
What about,
you were going crazy over in Europe. Those people were fucking
Europe, Europe showed me love before America did, you know, and I could do.
I like Europe. I don't like British accents.
Yeah. You know, I
If
don't
I had a
love
British accent,
either.
I'd kill myself.
People,
I was like, hello. If I had to say that every time,
I don't
if
know.
I could be like, what's up? If I could be like, what's up? I had to be like, hello.
Some people love them though, right? My mom loves it. My mom loves the guy with the British accent.
Yeah, my mom likes white. My mom told me that her type in college was white guys with dreadlocks.
Damn, that's horrible.
She told me that. I was like, that's the worst thing you could have told me.
She should have never said
You could have said like you like dudes in prison, and I would have
that. He
been.
would have liked it more.
Yeah, then white guys.
I like
with,
accents, so I don't know. I think accents are cute, but
accents are cute. I just don't like a British accent. Sorry, I didn't mean to make your great tour in Europe about my hate
it's
for
funny.
the British
I'm like
accent.
thinking of like, can you do impressions?
No. Can you do any accents?
I can't do anything. Like,
I can't
even attempt to like.
Can you do a Southern accent?
I can't do anything. Like my brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Like, no, I wish I could.
Yeah, I wish I could too. I'm a comedian. I wish
never
I
tried?
could do. I can't.
You've never tried. You should
I mean,
try.
I've tried.
Like
I used to
you
do.
did LO. See,
yeah.
I can't even do. I don't even know like.
You can't do a Southern accent.
No, I don't even know where to begin, dude. What do you like? What is
Wait, but how do you rap? Is it rapping just like doing an accent?
I feel like I sound the same.
I don't mean.
I just sound like me, but angrier. What even is a Southern accent? Like, how does Theo Von talk? Like,
Man, I went down to the store
Man,
and I went.
I can't even.
No, I got.
Yeah, I did for a second. That's all you would get.
I don't get how people do ad libs. Like crazy ad libs. I love ad libs in music, but I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you listen to your own song and then just start? I mean, I couldn't make
It's
a
just
song
like
anyway.
you just got. I mean, for me, I don't know what other people do, but like, I just treat it like it's an instrument, like it's a fucking trumpet doing like, you know.
I want videos of people recording the rapper doing the ad libs. Like I
There's
always
definitely-
love those ones where it's like,
Yeah.
you're just like
This next like project, there's a lot of crazy ad libs. There's a lot of screaming.
a lot of
There's a
screaming.
lot of screaming.
I feel like you're a really calm dude.
Yeah, people say that to me. Maybe I'm calm on the outside.
You feel like do you feel like you're like masking the calmness?
No, I don't. It's
Like,
not, like it's
do you see yourself as intense?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see myself, but I know what I feel like inside. Like I'm always tripping, kind of.
Because you're always hella calm when I've seen you.
Yeah, people say that to me, and I'm like, people are like, you're so chill, and I'm so like not chill, dude. I don't know. Like, my friends are chill. I have like relaxed friends. I don't know. I'm never relaxed. Like my internal dialogue is never at a.
That's why I like going back to
Relaxed
I like being in a movie theater because I can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like you're like hooked up to a machine.
Yeah.
And it's like
You can though now with the phone, like with the phone and shit. But yeah, it's a better. That's like the best. Like the best thing to do for me would be to like read, because like you can't think about anything while you do it. It's like one of the only things. But I can't read. Like I'm the slowest reader. And there's like one other thing you can't. You know, that's like the bad thing about drinking is like drinking does quiet thoughts.
yeah, which is
And-
great.
Which is great.
Which is
But it's dangerous. But
As I
yeah.
pour up more prosecco.
yeah, but reading would be good. There is another thing that drawing can be nice, but you can still think good. But
Do you have to like get to a certain place when you're recording, or are you just like can you just turn it on?
no, I can't. I have to like wait to be inspired. Like I have to wait for inspiration.
Like to get you're saying like you're screaming and shit. Can you just turn to that? Like
I mean, that is like some days I can't, but usually I can like. You don't want to fake it, like, dude. The artists who fucking fake the screaming shit is so whack, bro. Like people who like try so hard to be Travis, like, and do like, you know, try to start mosh pit, and they're like, 1, 2, ah, and the scream is so inauthentic. Like, I hate that shit.
I like when people go open it up and they
Yeah.
don't open it up.
Yeah, or when you hear the fucking pussiness in there, open it up, like. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't like do screaming shit if I didn't feel like into it. I've tried. I've definitely tried. I was like in this stage when I first signed. I was like under the gun. I was in LA and I was like just trying to make the most amount of songs, and I was like in sessions every day, like nonstop. Like I did not leave the studio, did not live life. And I was just like, I want to make the most amount of songs, and I kept none of the songs. I think I made like a ridiculous amount of songs, maybe like 80 songs. I dropped none of them because they were all came from this place of like, I gotta grind, I gotta like not an artistic place. Like my work ethic needs to be, because I like just signed, I like wanted to impress them, and I didn't end up keeping anything. It did the opposite because I didn't like anything, because it didn't come from an inspired place. It came from, okay, this song, then this song, then this song, then this song. And now I've like learned that if I'm not feeling it, like I'm not feeling it. But inspiration is a crazy thing. You never know when it'll hit. You probably feel the same thing as a comedian. Like you just never know when you might be riffing on stage or whatever, probably, and like something will happen. I get that way if I'm in the studio and I'll just be like tired, like sometimes not even want to be there. But like watch an interview. I like try to do things that will inspire me. Watch an interview or listen to music, or like look at an old photo, something that might like bring out something out of me. You just never know. Inspiration is like God, bro.
I feel you, but I also feel like that's me being lazy, and I can force myself into inspiration.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, like you could not go to the studio, but like you go to the studio to hope to get inspired. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you got to show up.
You got to show up even if you're not inspired, and then hope that inspiration comes.
Yeah.
Because like, I will like force myself to go like we were supposed to do the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy it didn't because I was hungover. But then my friend texted me, yo, you want to go do a show in Connecticut? So I was like, so hungover, but I got out of bed. I fucking drove and I did a show in Connecticut, and then because of that, I got like a new bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, I wasn't inspired to go drive. You know what I mean?
That's like the job aspect of it. That's like the working hard.
There was a Confederate flag in this venue.
Where was that?
Connecticut, Cadillac Ranch in Connecticut.
Is Connecticut like that?
I didn't know. It's like, when you go up to New Hampshire and Maine, and they're like. It's like the more north you get, the more southern it gets. It's like, how do you have a southern accent right now?
The only time I have spent like in I be in New Hampshire a lot because the studios I go to are here, but I'm not like, I'm not from New Hampshire, and I always kind of like, I only came here for work. I didn't go anywhere, so I didn't even know, like, politically it was like a different, not even politically, it was just like a different type of person, whatever.
The only time I
like met this person she's from like New Hampshire, and this random, so I like saw the personal side of it, like a person who's from like New Hampshire, and it's just interesting.
The only time I ever had an assault rifle, I've had guns pulled on me, pistols, but the only time I had an assault rifle pulled on me was in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is a crazy story, and when I tell it, people don't think it's real, but like it is. And then you have to tell me your craziest fan interaction.
Okay.
Just think about that while I'm telling this story. So I did Shaskeen Pub up in New Hampshire, which Shaskeen. It's that they have huge rappers. If you ever want to do a show in New Hampshire, that would be a dope. It's like
Pub has huge rappers.
It's bro. They'll get like Havoc and shit. Like it's more like that type of like underground. They'll have the Locks and shit. Like, and it's a pub in Manchester, New Hampshire.
That's crazy.
So I would do comedy there a lot. And this dude came to see me, and when I was after the show, I left my phone like on the like table, and he swiped it to like see me again. He's like, if I take his phone, he has to come see me again.
That's crazy.
And then he was like, oh, I didn't mean to. And so this is when it gets crazy. So he takes my phone, and he must be like a drug addict because he must start doing drugs, because he gets his number and he sends us an address. We pull up to the address, and it's an abandoned alley. and I'm about to pull off, and
Wait, it just says abandoned alley?
No, it's just the address. We pull up to an abandoned alley, and that's the address.
Jeez.
And he comes up to the window with an assault rifle and puts it in the window, me and my girl at the time. That's when I actually started dating her, because I was like, she didn't freak out with a gun pulled on her. Like, that's a real chick. He comes up to the window and pulls the gun on us, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you were just at my comedy show.
Yeah.
Like, why are we in an alley? Why are you have a gun on me?
Yeah.
And he's like, I know you're my drug dealer and you're here to set me up. I'm like, bro, you were at my comedy show an hour ago. And then he starts sobbing. And he's like,
I'm on his side.
he's like, I guess he also stole his drug dealer's phone. This is like the thing he gets to see people. And he's like, I thought you were my drug dealer trying to set me up. I'm so sorry. And he still has the gun, sobbing. And he fucking pulls out my phone, gives it to me. And I drove off. Like, he drops the gun and I like sped off. But
Jesus.
like, yeah, that was the...
Yeah, that's like... That sounds like to me some New Hampshire shit.
It was
I know I
some
shouldn't be
New-
so like judgmental of New Hampshire, but you know, I just like... I don't go anywhere except the studio and gas stations, and there's a lot of like that type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of like empty mouths.
Yeah.
You know, like
A lot of secluded people.
like a lot of smiles with shadows.
Yeah. A lot of
You know.
yeah, a lot of faces with nothing behind them. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was making a no teeth joke, but
Oh, I was making a no brain joke.
what's the craziest fan? Have you ever had like crazy fan shit like that?
This I mean, definitely, yeah. My friends would like remember more. I don't want to like ones that stick with me.
Yeah, that aren't gonna
There's
get you in
definitely
trouble
been like
to
people
say.
who've like followed us on tour, like followed behind the tour bus, and this girl was sweet, but the last European tour, this girl came to every single show and like just kept like in every country and would buy like these all access tickets to like every single one of the shows. And you know, she's probably watching this. No disrespect. Keep buying tickets. But I guess
Hopefully
that was
the English was too hard for her fucking this far into the podcast.
Yeah.
And she gave
Make
up
sure
on
not
it.
post this part. I don't know. I'm so used to people being like I've definitely like thought people were gonna like attack me, or like I've had like, I do ciphers before every show. Like it's like a meet and greet package where you can like join a cipher. You can,
Really?
Like, rap to me, yeah. And I've definitely had like creepy fucking like creepy people in that. Creepy shit.
That seems a little wild.
Yeah, there was one in Chicago where I was like, this guy was like rapping like this to me, like definitely on some shit, and his hand is in his pocket the whole time rapping, and it's on camera. Oh, dude, no, what am I talking about? The craziest, one of the craziest on the last tour was this dude who he had like an all access ticket. He's gonna fucking see this. But he was in the cypher, super tapped out, weird freestyle, like that type shit. Like he's like, you know, like clearly on drugs and rapping and freestyling, and it's like, you know, talking about like fucking stars and like the Odyssey or whatever the fuck like those types of people talk about. Made me a weird shirt with like all these, like Jid was on it, Hop was like a bunch of like weird signs on it, weird shirt. Tapped the fuck out. And then I guess he did something to get kicked out of the show, right? Like he did some fuck shit. And then he wrote like an email to my site saying like he demands his money back because they kicked him out for no reason. And my sister can attest to it because my sister was at this show in Toronto. That she saw everything go down. My sister was like, I don't know what the fuck this person's talking about, like I never seen any of that shit. But we like gave his money back, and then he came to another one of the shows, and I forget exactly what. Damn, I wish I should call Colin. But we let him come back, which we fucking shouldn't have. But he made me another shirt, like a really weird shirt. Oh, he made me like this drawing of like, I forget what the fuck he wrote, but like some like Illuminati weirdo triangle type fuck shit. And he freestyled again, and he was like, "You almost tried to kick me out, but God is on my side." Like, just crazy shit. And fuck, I wish I had the video.
Bar not. Bar
and
not.
I was
Bar
like,
27.
Bro, and I was like, genuinely, like scared. Like, I've been scared of some fans. And I love my fans, but I've been scared that like, you know, people of all different walks and.
Yeah. Do you think it's weird? All right. This is a weird question. Do you think it's weird that people like you? Like, or I'll just say this. I don't like when people like my stuff because it's so personal. I'm like, you know so much about me and I know nothing about you. And that's really weird.
No, I think you should like me. I don't think it's weird. I don't know. I get it. And I'm saying that like kind of as a joke, but I make music. Like,
do you get what I mean? At all?
Sometimes I don't like when people really. A pet peeve of mine is like when people call me Ben because they think they get like extra points because they know my real name, and they're like, which it shouldn't bother me. I guess.
Do your friends call you Ben?
No, like no one calls me Ben.
Does
girls call me Ben?
Does your mom?
Yeah, she doesn't call me Token, but like my friends call me Toke. The only people call me Ben is like my mom and girls. Like girls aren't gonna call me. If girls call me Token, that'd be weird. But
I bet they've tried.
I had this one girl recently that called me like Toke or Toki or some shit, and it was so bad. Never do that. It's like, what type of game are we playing? But yeah, no, I don't know. I make music. Like, you're allowed to like it. And I know that like I put a lot of personal shit in it, and I know a lot of people relate. I mean, sometimes it's like hard to believe. You know, sometimes it's like when people say like crazy shit to me of like, this song helped me through where my brain naturally goes is I feel like you're exaggerating a little bit, but you know, they probably not. But
have you ever felt that way about someone though? Like someone's music really made you feel that strongly?
I mean, growing up, yeah, like Pac, M, you know, like when I got older, like Mac Miller, I felt like wrote songs like for me, like.
Did you ever meet him?
I met Mac. Yeah, I met Mac in where the fuck was I? In Germany. But I grew up on Mac. Like I remember when Mac first came out.
I had my first kiss at a Mac Miller concert when he did Fitchburg State. It was before Blue Slide Park. It was all yeah. I was 13.
Wow, there you go. I remember when all those mixtapes were coming.
I saw my first tits at a Tech 9 concert too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Girls be whipping out. Were they gross?
Yeah. They're like trailer park titties.
Yeah, I never
like they could crush a Bud Light can.
Yeah, I never really see like good boobs coming out at shows. It's very rare.
No,
I also don't make the type of music that would attract. I shouldn't say that actually, but I just rarely see that. You know, usually at shows I've been to, they're.
I loved being in a relationship on tour with Griselda because I was like, no chicks.
You were on tour with them?
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah, but like no chicks are listening to fucking Griselda music.
Yeah.
They'll go to the concerts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's a sausage fest.
Yeah, I mean, so are my shows. You know,
I feel like girls like your music.
Maybe slightly more than Griselda. I mean, more so now. Definitely early on, they were less. But it's definitely mostly guys, which is fine. And you know, I don't have any problem with that.
My Instagram is like 88% dudes, 12% women. You know how you can check your like.
I gotta look at mine. Probably mostly guys, but yeah.
Where's the first tits you saw?
The first Like that weren't porn?
Yeah, not online. Like real life boobies.
Real life boobies.
I want that to be a
Probably
drop.
when I-
Real life boobies.
Probably like getting head for the first time. I think I was 12, and but the girl was older, so like she had boobs. She wasn't a 12-year-old.
How old?
How old was she? Probably like. It sounds fucked up now that I'm saying it, but like 15 or 16 or something like that.
So you were just a player.
No, I was not. No, I was not a player. No, bro. I think so. Yeah, no, that was a shock to me.
That was the first pair.
I don't even remember seeing them. If I'm being honest, I just like assume I saw them. But no, I did not get that much action when I was younger. I like lost my virginity and then instantly I was on tour. Like it happened at the same time. So it went from like
Wait, you were on tour that young?
Yeah, my first tour was when I was 17.
What was your first like claim to fame? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like rude asking that on like I feel like I should. I'm sorry. I feel like that's never been asked on
My claim to fame.
But you know what I mean. Like, what was your first like? What was the thing?
To me, there were like a lot of little things. Like I used to do these rap contests when I was like 14. That were like little bursts, and then
who were you on tour with at 12?
No, not when I was 12. When I was 17. I did my first European tour when I was 17, and then I toured with Hop and Joyner when I was 18. But I don't know. The first like real moment that hit like a lot, like way more people than I had of fans, was this contest. No Sucker MCs. That Kato, who's a producer, put on, and that shit just like went viral, and like World Star picked it up, and like that's when like celebrities hit me up for the first time. That was like the first like, and that was when I was 17. Yeah, that was like the first moment that was like real life shit. Like that's like the day I turned to like not a lame in school anymore.
Who was the craziest celebrity that hit you up?
Probably Mark Wahlberg was like one of the
I
first.
love you just said Mark. This motherfucker just said Mark. And we all know there's not many celebrities named Mark. If your name's Mark, you're probably not going to be a celebrity.
Mark? Yeah, that's a good point. He beat the odds.
He took it and he ran with it.
But
have you ever looked up if there's another person with your name?
my real name.
Yeah, your real name.
I don't think I have, but I know Sleep Token pisses me the fuck off because
Who's Sleep Token?
Sleep Token is like a big band, big group. They have they're big. They're bigger than me.
Are
Sleep
they?
Token,
I've
yeah.
never heard of them. Fuck Sleep Token.
No,
you gotta do a diss track to Sleep Token.
I don't want that.
You don't want that Sleep Token?
No. I need to like listen to
like,
shit.
we will put you to sleep, Token.
Yeah, I have a lot to say. Yeah, no, I never looked at my name.
There's a Sam Buck from Massachusetts who's a gay
Sam Buck is your real name. Sam
That's
Buck.
my real name.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Sam Buck.
And there's a gay country singer from Massachusetts named
Have you
Sam
met
Buck. No, he just followed me.
Really?
I want to get him on the. He's had like songs on shows. He's been written about in Fader and shit.
Dude.
He actually has some good music.
deal.
Oh, my phones are up there. He has this one song called "Out of Control" that actually is fire.
That's sick.
But I was like, damn, there's like a Sam Buck from Massachusetts who's like, I have more followers than him now.
Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta tap in the Sleep Token. I never listened. I never looked up my name. I probably should.
Do you ever listen to fun rap?
Fun rap?
Yeah. Like
What the fuck is fun rap?
like drug rap or like the Detroit shit or
I love the
like
Detroit shit. Fun rap is such a funny way to put it.
You know.
Fun rap? No, dude. I don't know what fun rap is. Like,
Okay, I guess
name a fun rapper.
I guess because I'm in the Grizel YNJ, like like Miles, like silly rap, like you know what I mean, like.
Fun rap is so retarded, bro. What the fuck? It's like
No, all right, I'll say this because I roll with like the
thug? It's
no,
thug?
because like I guess a little bit. It's like I guess because I run with like the Griselda shit. That's like people like think that's like gangster rap, and then like they think if you listen to like a Playboy Cardi or like
Cardi.
or someone who's like even silly, you know, like someone who's a little silly in their raps,
Yeah.
it's like. That's what I get. That's no one's ever called me on that before.
Yeah, I probably listen to more. I mean, I go through like phases and shit, but like I've definitely went through like a big Griselda phase. Like I remember like all through COVID, I was like obsessed with Benny, obsessed
I like
with
that track you have with Benny.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're all I love them all. Boldy is like one of my fucking favorite rappers. Stove God, all of them. But I like Cardi. Honestly, is like one of my favorite rappers.
I love his new voice.
Yeah.
Do you know how he like? It's like you never watch One Piece, right?
No, what's that?
It's an anime, and it's like the main character keeps like unlocking new gears. It's like I'm gear. Playboy just like
That's what it's
unlocks
like.
the new gear and shit with his like.
He was definitely like one of the biggest influences on my last album. But I don't know, the Detroit shit is sick. Like
Rio to Young OG.
Yeah, like I need to like tap back in.
Do you like Babytron and all that?
Yeah, I fuck
That's
with Babytron.
Babytron's a
Babytron is
fun
fun,
rapper.
yeah, Babytron is fun rapper,
He's a
yeah.
fun rapper.
Yeah. He can spit though.
Oh yeah, he is. Imagine would you ever do a track with him? You and Babytron? That would be crazy. Oh, I like Sada Baby, Skilla Baby.
Yeah, the Detroit scene is fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, I like Skrilla down from Philly.
I don't think I know him.
Now I'm just like now I'm trying to like back like fun rap, but you know what I mean. Like,
I really didn't at first. I didn't know if you were talking about like. I really didn't.
Would you consider your music fun rap?
No, I mean, I guess it depends like what era you're like of the music, but I feel like. No. Maybe my early shit that is like more goofy.
The first time I saw you was at a comedy show.
No way. What show?
The New Year's Eve Pete Davidson show at the Wilbur. So Jordan Rock, who was opening up, it was like a friend of mine, and he had gotten me tickets to that. And then you came out to that shit, and I thought it was so funny. Yeah, I fucked with you that you came out at a comedy show.
I don't know what Pete had in mind. But,
at the Wilbur too, which is
the Wilbur. I do. I forgot that happened. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like no one knew who I was, and it was a little uncomfortable.
Shout out Jordan Rock.
Shout out Jordan Rock. Shout out Pete. But yeah, that was. I think my mom came to that show.
My parents don't come to my shows anymore. Unless, like, I headlined Nick's Comedy Stop. And they came. It was the first time they'd seen each other since I graduated college.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They came to that, but, like, they don't want to see me.
That's how shit was, like, with me, too. Like, my parents only saw each other at, like...
Were they divorced?
Stage. Yeah. It was like family reunions at the Token show. But I don't like when family really comes to the shows. Half my songs are fucking about them.
Yeah. Or, like, I'm talking about sex.
Yeah, it's probably.
I don't want
worse
them to hear that.
It's worse because to them you're just like up there talking, like telling secrets about them, probably.
Yeah.
For me, at least you can look at it like it's mute, like.
You were I forget what track. I listened to your shit, but I was like listening to it before, and you had some shit about how you rap so fast, like your grandma doesn't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wish my grandma couldn't understand us. Yeah. My grandma gets so. It's so funny that she's like a part of my 86. You ever seen the videos of her reading the lyrics?
Yeah.
She hated what I did for so long. Like, nothing to do with it. It's so crazy that she does that now.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, my.
I want to have her read some of your lyrics.
Yeah, you should.
I'm have Nana read when you drop the new. Do you have like when you're gonna drop it? The new project?
Not yet. No.
All right.
It's not all the way done yet. But my grandmas are, supportive, but that's only because they don't know what I'm saying. Like, which is a good thing. There's one song I made about my grandpa that my mom like printed out the lyrics and showed my grandma. That like turned her into a fan.
I thought you meant in like a bad way.
No. It was good shit. It was sad shit, but it was good shit.
My grandma used to tell me that she'd buy my Griselda hoodies from me so I no longer could wear them.
Why?
Because they would have like him with a gun. You know what I mean? Like, I had a "Fuck That's Delicious" hoodie, and she literally, I have an email printed out of like her being like, "I will pay for you never to wear this."
Wow.
Again.
You have an email, that's great. But now she's like supportive and shit.
Yeah, now, yeah.
What switched?
She wanted to be an actress, I guess. You know what? When I was written about in the Harvard Crimson, like the Harvard University newspaper, she started to be like, this is something that she can show her friends.
Yeah.
She can't show her friends I'm on a Conway song. You know what I mean? Or like that I'm like part of Bruiser Brigade with Danny. Like they don't know who Danny Brown is. You know what I mean? But like the Harvard
easy
thing.
to trick an old person because like my grandma doesn't know like the coolest shit that I've been a part of. She just like has printed out in a very early article about me that was not even made by like a legit, like it was just a random guy who had like a random blog. But she has it printed out and she's like, this blog's, or I don't even know, she doesn't even say blog. This whatever article says all these great things about, like that's all she has and that's all she needs.
Yeah.
And now she just thinks I'm a celebrity.
Because that to them that had never been a thing. You know what I mean? Like you had to like save. You had to be like a war hero to be written about in the newspaper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah.
I guess my grandma used to want to be an actress, so like when she got 1 million views, you know what I mean? It's like to her, it's like maybe
That's
a
fucking,
little
you told her
thing.
that?
Like I think it like fulfilled a little thing inside of herself
sick.
to be like she's 86 and she's finally the like famous actress that she always wanted to be. Even though views are so like.
Yeah, but
views don't matter anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but that's fucking sick that you could tell her that.
yeah.
Yeah. There was one show.
But then my mom, because I'll do show with my mom will be like all upset that she didn't get as many views. She'll like compare her views to my grandma's views
that's
and
so
shit.
funny. My mom wants like no part of fame, or like she hates it.
Does she tell people that she's your mom?
She definitely doesn't volunteer it. I mean, sometimes it like comes up, and when she goes to the gym, she's like, she always wears my merch at the gym, so I'm sure like people like see, but people find out. But she definitely like wants nothing to do with like getting her picture taken of anything. I had this actress play my mom in a bunch of music videos. And people were like so convinced that it was actually my mom. And I'm like,
really?
Dude, I would never put my mom in a music video. But there was one show in New York, I think my first New York show, I brought my grandma on stage and she like remembers that moment. And she's like doesn't remember shit. She like she's at that spot. But and it was like probably one of like the best things I've ever like been a part of, like bringing her, because like she, to her is like this endless, and it started chanting grandma token, grandma token, and she brings it up like all the time, and like
that's incredible though that you know.
Yeah, I mean that's what all this shit is for, dude. Like, and it's kind of selfish. It's kind of selfish too, because it's like all these things are great, but like they just feel so much better when you share with people, and you do like, get used to them to an extent. But when you bring people with you who are not used to it, it makes you like appreciate it like so much more. My last European tour, I've been to Europe a bunch of times, and honestly, like sometimes touring is just like it can get repetitive, and I love it. I love performing. It's my favorite. Performing is like my favorite part of everything. But you do it over and over again, whatever. But I brought my friend Colin, who's like never been out of the country, and every stop he was like, "Yo, bro, do you see this? Do you see this?" Like, just like really taking everything in, and it's like my favorite tour I've ever been on because he like single-handedly helped me like appreciate these moments like so much more than I like naturally would.
That is what it's all about. That happened to me. My mom, it's funny, my dad was a musician, and my mom, I guess, she never had like a backstage experience at a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe like a little show. But I got to bring her to the Danny show when Danny did Paradise. And we got to like watch the Knicks, him and my mom and me and
That's
Skywalker,
crazy.
and just watch the Knicks. And having my mom, it was like she felt like being on stage. My mom was like nervous, and it was like, it felt cool.
Yeah.
It feels cool when you're, it was just I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? It was like, I got to feel that excitement again that I had like lost
Yeah.
from doing it.
And I think to some extent it's like, you don't want to be high off this shit all the time because I feel like that's when it gets like dangerous. Like when you just love the luxurious things or like love the getting the attention, like people shouting your name, like when you just like are so high off that all the time, like that's like if you get addicted to that shit, it's over.
Or
So
it's like fucking fans. I like,
you mean like fucking fans?
yeah, like
What about it?
you can get addicted to that where it's like
Wait, you mean fucking fans?
having sex with women who are fans of your shit can get addicting, and it's not good.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
I don't either. I had to like make a conscious decision not to do
Yeah,
that.
I made that decision early on. Shit got, I don't think that's good.
Also, I'm like, if you're a woman and you like my shit, then there's something wrong with you.
I also think like it is a responsibility of like, of course people can make their own decision of everything, but like a lot of times, even though it might feel like it, people like they don't look at you like a human. They do look at you like a performer, and looking at a human like their performer is almost being like high, and it's like I don't know. I do feel like it can be like you're taking advantage of the situation. Like, obviously, like people can make their own like decisions, and if they're grown, whatever. But it's like I don't know. Sometimes that shit gets like icky. Like I don't know. I just
Super icky.
yeah, and it's just like, bro, you like the only girls I see you with are like do come from your shows and are like fans. Like that is weird because it's a cheat code. It's just like it's easier, and I don't know.
It's also not worth like I don't know.
It can come with a lot of bullshit.
It's just one of those things where it's like abuse. Like you kind of have to be normal. Like that excitement you feel, you kind of have to like cut it off right when you get off stage.
Yeah,
because you'll just keep partying every night. Like you'll just fucking keep pushing it every night, and it's like no other job do they just keep pushing it after they finish their job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very like addicting thing. That's why it's like it is important. I mean, everybody says it, but like to keep same people around, like keep people who like truly know you. Yeah, my favorite moments in life are like having either like my like best friend on the tour, like my girlfriend at the time, and they just help me like see it through like a more just from a realer place. Like I'm not in it. They take me out of it a little bit, and I can still be Ben. Like what fucks me up is like when I feel like token all the time, and then it's like it feels like Ben can't even like appreciate it. It feels like I'm just like on all the time, and then I get off tour, and it's like what even just happened? I feel like it was just like a dream and shit.
Do you feel like those are two separate people?
I don't feel like. No, I really don't. I really don't feel like they're two separate people. I feel like, obviously people like know me as Token, and Token like is like the performer, I guess. But Ben, to me, like I don't know. To me, it's like the same shit. But I have like the moments that like I've struggled the most are like, you know, having like a crazy show, a lot of like, you know, like crazy energy at the show, everything you could imagine, whatever. And then just like going from that, like the highest high, like literally like my dream, to just like being in a hotel room by myself, like in that silence, or like being in my bunk on the tour bus, like by myself. Like that juxtaposition like has fucked me up a lot. And what's like has helped me, and it's kind of like, it makes me feel like, I don't know, it just makes it feel fake. It makes it feel like inauthentic. That's what separates me a little bit. Like, feels like, oh, those people don't even like me. They're like that guy. Because now I'm like, you know. But
And it makes you jealous of real lives.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
That's what I mean about my friend owning the business. It like it makes me jealous of like, people just live. You know what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
there's been times where
you have
like,
a job and you fucking just live your life.
Well, there's been times on stage where I'm like, you know, like missing somebody and just feeling lonely or whatever, performing, and I like see a relationship in the crowd, and they're like singing along to my shit, but they're like together and they're like on each other, and I'm just like jealous of them.
Yeah. Do you ever regret this shit that you signed up for? Like this life, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever wish you had like a regular life?
No, because it was so meant. Like, it was so, I mean, it was meant for me to be like a writer, whatever. The fame thing is a blessing. The making it a career is a blessing. But you know, I've been like writing rap since I was 6. Like, it was, I was always known as this before fucking anything. So like anything else wouldn't even make sense. Like, you know, but as meant as it feels, you know, I got very lucky with a lot of things. Like, I got very lucky with having parents who, you know, were supportive, like okay with me saying what I've said, you know, letting me hang out with these guys 10, 15 years older than me, taking me around to different venues and shit like that. I got lucky in a bunch of ways. But no, I couldn't imagine, you know, anything else. It's weird to even like think about what I would do. I'd probably try to like start a business or some shit. And then still write raps on the side. I don't know.
I feel like you're hella good at conversations. It's funny you don't do interviews and shit. Yeah. I feel like this was dope as hell. We did an hour and a half.
Damn, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? An hour and a half of like, we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Why don't you like interviews? Because people ask the same shit? Like, what's
it's just like, I just feel like I'm not, like, I like stick to a routine kinda, and I stick to the people I know, and I guess it's like a comfort thing. Like, I'm not a social, like, I don't feel like I need all these people in my life to talk about myself. I talk about myself a lot in my music already, like, and like, I don't know, interviews have been like repetitive in the past, but I don't got anything against it. I think I'm gonna do more around like when the new music starts coming out.
Dope. I appreciate you doing this.
Of course, bro.
This is really fun.
Yeah.
I wore a collared shirt for you.
Yeah, you look fucking good,
like,
dude. You look so
Mickey.
fucking good.
Oh no,
say?
it's a Mickey Mouse shirt that I got from, you know, Unitary Breno. He has that he had the thrift secondhand clothing store.
I think I've heard maybe. Yeah. I actually got this hoodie just for you too. I've never worn this before.
That's a lie.
No,
you should be rocking some Nick Floyd.
I know I should be soon.
He's gonna be mad that he didn't want to pull up. He wanted to pull up yesterday, but he wasn't working. No, so shout out Nick Floyd. Yeah, great. I got Danny Brown and some Nick Floyd shit, and he was rocking it. So that was cool as fuck. It was really cool. Like, he really fucked with it, and I was like, Nick's such a good dude that I was like, that made me. That's the time where I like,
because you're a bunch of tall motherfuckers.
He's tall. He's like 6'8".
What are you?
I'm 6'3", 6'4". But he's tall and skinny, so I get
Tell
even
him
more.
How tall I am, because people.
How tall are you?
People think I'm short.
You're like 5'10".
Tell him how tall I am.
How tall are you? Like 5'10", 5'11"? You're like,
Be honest. Be
you're like
honest with
6'9", like 6'10",
No, be honest.
like 7'3".
No, I'm like, you know, I'm, you know, yeah.
Did you ever watch Billy and Mandy growing up?
No, I didn't.
The Grim Reaper.
What do you think about the Dan Snyder shit?
Oh, I think that shit's fucked up.
You think he's?
But I mean, like, what other adult wants to make those type of shows?
It's a good point. And what other adult is so good at it? Because at the end of the day, like, bro, that was my child.
It's crazy that the foot is the logo. You know, when you're always like, why is the foot the logo?
No,
and it's like that dude has a foot fetish.
Are running with that.
I think a lot of it
is the logo because newsflash to people who think like foot fetish, whatever. Feet as a kid are funny. It's like the funniest body part. I'm not kidding. Feet were like funny. My sister used to be like it was a funny thing. So just because he has a fucking foot, and by the way, everything that's like kind of the shape of a dick doesn't mean it's a dick reference. A pickle? I ate a pickle today. I didn't feel fucking, wasn't doing some sus shit. Bro, people run with it. Not saying, you know, he hadn't done, and that other guy who like.
Okay, but say you had like a piss fetish. Like, say Token has a piss fetish.
Who's to say I don't?
But say you start a label, and your label is a shower that's golden, like made out of gold. And then later in life, people like out that you have a piss fetish, and then people are like, his logo's a golden shower.
But people don't say Dan has a foot fetish.
Yeah, he does.
How do you know that?
Jeanette McCurdy said he was taking pictures of her feet when she was like 13 years old.
Because feet are funny.
Why would you take a picture of a 13-year-old girl's foot when you're a grown man?
It's his job
to take a picture of chicks' feet,
to make funny kid shit, and one of the funniest kid things are fucking feet. What game are we playing that like now you're grown?
I would never.
Listen,
I'm a comedian, and I would never take a picture of a little girl's foot for the bit.
Bro, he say what you want about Dan. He's kind of a genius. He carried Nickelodeon.
You saved this, but
he carried bro. Like, what was Nickelodeon before him, and what is it after him?
This is a crazy take.
It's not. I'm not saying he didn't do some fucked up shit. Obviously, he did some. Well, actually, I don't know if I mean, you know, I gotta watch the shit. But I'm just saying, people use the word. Whatever.
I know Nickelodeon.
Really
Nickelodeon was a great show, but like, he could also be like.
Can I just say one other thing?
The Cosby Show was still funny at times.
Yeah,
Cosby still's a good album.
Roofie, whatever the fuck.
But
really
I mean,
did
like,
shit. Not saying Dan didn't. I don't know, but
he can still create good art, even though he's an asshole.
Of course, yes. Dan was definitely an asshole, but feet are funny to a kid. By the way, this is gonna be a little bit of a hotter take, but people looking at those clips where like Ariana was like getting shot in the face with like liquid. As a kid, before I knew what a cum shot was, getting sprayed in the face with shit was kind of funny.
Do you think that's why? Do you think like subconsciously?
That's why he did it?
No, do you think subconsciously I'm like, that makes you like cum shots?
No. Well, no. Because it wasn't like that often. I didn't see that often. Because if I liked that, then that means I would have probably liked peeing and like, you know, I've never tried it, so I don't know if I like it, but I've never like peed on a girl and
no.
maybe I would like it, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, bro, like now that foot fetish is like a super like, you know, people are really into that shit, whatever.
But like, you know how fetishes become popular and then they like this chick wants to bang me with her mom. And I don't think I can do it.
You're gonna do it.
I don't think I can. I can't participate in incest, even if it's not in my family.
You gotta do that.
But I think that's only because like porn is like incest is big now. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point.
I think 20 years ago she wouldn't have fucked me with her mom.
I just think, the fact that like things are naughty, that's why things are in. Like naughty things are in. Naughty things are always.
You
in.
do it?
Yeah.
Would you do two sisters?
Two sisters? Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Well, obviously, like, it depends in the situation, what they, look like.
How about the, like, conjoined twins that just got married?
Not those
with the two heads?
Well, if they were
You see
pretty,
the chick with the two heads?
Yeah, and they, like, married somebody. If they were pretty, I would do it probably. I don't know. It depends on, my relationship with them. But
You're such a good guy.
You're gonna do that.
I don't think I can.
You're really gonna
now
say
that
no?
I admitted it live on the podcast,
Is that embarrassing? I feel like that's not embarrassing.
No, I just think it's wrong. Because I think in any other situation, if like that was like if I heard about that, like that was a friend of mine, I'd be like, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Like you think they'll regret it like later in life? Like, oh, that was fucked. How old is the girl? How old are you?
I'm 26. How old are you?
25.
Okay, she's 27, and it was her mom's idea. Her mom was the one who introduced me to her daughter.
They're probably pretty ugly.
Not really.
Really?
Actually, the mom's not that great. The daughter's pretty hot.
Yeah, I shouldn't say just do it because it.
But what if they've done it before?
Then you should do it. Because that means, you're not the one like bringing that to their life.
Where's the craziest place you've had sex?
I feel like, what is even crazy? Like, nothing.
I got head on the
crazy.
Mayflower. I've gotten head on planes.
I've never got head on a plane. How'd you do that?
The chick's dad was a professional gambler, so he flew us first class. And in first class, it's like a little more blocked off.
But there were still people around there.
Yeah, but she just like...
Yeah, no. I mean,
on the Mayflower is the craziest to me.
I don't even understand the Mayflower.
Like the boat? You know how like you can go to Plymouth and you can get on the boat?
Oh, you can still get on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been on a Mayflower. I have a song called Mayflower, but...
About the boat?
It's a reference to the boat. Yeah, no. I'm trying to think. A movie theater?
It's on camera.
I know, that's what, we were talking about earlier, a full circle moment. Which is so fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. I've sent too many. Yeah, shit's definitely leaking at some point.
You just cut yourself off mid-sentence. Yeah, we just got to get comfortable with, like, everybody seeing.
Everyone sent nudes.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Bro, when I was in high school, people treated nudes like Pokemon cards.
Oh, bro, I was yeah.
Dude, it's so fucked. Like, thinking back at those, like, literally, like, I'll trade you blank for blank. Like,
oh, I don't mean, I was just getting them a lot. I would go on
I didn't get sent. People traded them around.
Do you think, I think about this. I didn't lose I was 16, so I wasn't even that young when I lost my virginity. But I was still semi-young. And I feel like it's still like fucked with like over-sexualization did fuck with me later in life. Like I think a lot about sex now because I was like doing it.
Because of porn and stuff? Or?
Yeah, And like I was on like Omegle and like chat roulette talking to girls and shit when I was like young.
That's just penises.
Sometimes there were chicks.
Really?
I wouldn't talk to the dicks. I'd skip until I found a woman.
I was on Omegle too, but I didn't get much action on Omegle. But yeah, I think we're all kind of like this generation is like a product of. But
you think we can have happy relationships?
I mean, bro, I'm a fucking rapper. Like,
I'm a fucking comedian. Like, what do you think? We're the two people who will get divorced. Most likely get divorced.
I hope. Like, yeah, I think so. And I don't even think like the over sexualization of shit like is necessarily bad because like people are more free and people like, are less nervous about certain things. Maybe people are more like open about certain things. Like, I'm glad that people feel more comfortable to like tell somebody the weird shit that they like.
Yeah.
You know?
You have any weird fetishes you want to admit on a podcast?
My first interview back, I just admitted all the weird shit I'm into. No, I'll save that for the second installment. But no, kidding. I think we're all kind of a product. I mean, all of us, like, how young were you when you seen like porn for the first time?
Young.
Yeah, I was like 10.
Yeah.
9, or maybe 9, 10. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that bad.
Do you want to get married and have kids and all that shit?
I definitely want kids. Not anytime soon. I'm so far from it that like I really my gut feeling is that like yes, eventually I want to like have one person. I've never had a problem like staying monogamous when I wanted to really. You know, like I like I feel like I could do that, but I don't feel like I could be like in a relationship anytime soon. And I feel like different strokes for different folks. Like some people are meant to not be tied down to one thing, and some people are. I think I am a person to be like tied down. I do want kids. I fight with the fact I just don't want to raise like a pussy, and I just feel like the best people always come from like kind of fucked up relationships with like usually their dad, and like part of me wants to be a good dad, but then part of me wants to like dip out for a little bit and give the kid some content.
You're gonna be on tour. You're giving him trauma. You
Yeah,
know what I
probably
mean?
to
Like
an extent.
that.
Even if I'm like a good dad.
You might be a great dad, but you're ignoring him at some point being a rapper. You know what I mean?
Because my dad like was a great guy. He just wasn't always there, and and overpromised a lot and shit. Like, which I'm like kind of happy about in the grand scheme, because I feel like it gave me more of a a thing, and I just don't want my kid to not have a thing. But for a girl, I'd kind of.
But why? Like, don't you feel like you have a thing because you were trying to fill a hole? Like, why would you want your kid to have a hole?
To be a fucking end up like cool, like end up with a perspective. Like,
I think it's fun to. Boring people are happier,
but their highs are less high.
But their lows are less low.
Yeah, but
like you felt so much excitement that you feel this amount of like whatever sadness you feel does feel the equivalent to the happiness the other way.
Yeah, I think it's
the same thing.
Life. I think the lows make you appreciate the highs, and it's just a better. It makes you It makes you less judgmental towards people. Like, it makes you maybe less judgmental to like a person being mean, because you're like. Like sometimes you're the mean one when you're fucking going through it. Like people who, I know there's like very generalization, but I don't know. I never end up like having long relationships with people who like have had like a coast. And I know a lot of them. Like I didn't grow up in like the worst, I went to school in this town, Marblehead, and it's like a fucking, pretty nice town. And I did not relate to a lot of the kids. And I think they were nice kids, but they just weren't that entertaining.
Yeah.
But if I have a daughter, I'll definitely be there for her. If I have a son, I'm going to give him some space if I see fit.
I'm thankful for who I am now, but I wouldn't wish the darkness I felt on it as a kid on anybody.
But you wouldn't be who you...
No, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want someone to have the drive that I do. I wouldn't want it's exhausting. It's not, my life's not fun. There's fun moments. Yeah. Like there's fun moments.
Who the fuck's life is fun?
But that's what I mean. Like people be like, I'll
life
post.
Is fun.
But that's why I would rather just have my kid be like, have a trade.
Dude, I feel like your life realistically is more fun than you think it is.
It is
like
definitely more
my life doesn't feel that fun to me, but when I look at other people's life, I'm like, at least I can, at the end of the day, I can
Oh, no, I'm very thankful. I'm not saying I'm not thankful.
Yeah.
But my brain doesn't allow me to enjoy it that way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm always striving for more, which allows me to get more. But then every time no matter what, something cool happens after 48 hours, I'm unhappy again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, like after... I must suck with music, bro. You must drop an album and then like...
Yeah. I mean, me too. I mean, just in general, anything that good happens, it lasts for me like 15 minutes. But I don't know.
We are very similar in that way.
Yeah, I think... I don't know, bro. People's lives are like boring. Like everyone is like sad. Like who's just... Like if someone is
happy?
like, I'm happy...
Comment below if you're happy.
Yeah, please. If someone says I'm happy, I think they're even more fucked up, because they're fucked up to the point they don't realize they're unhappy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the people I know in my life that would say like, no, my life is pretty good. I know them, and I know they're like running from something, and I know it's like they've built up this like character who they are, and they've convinced themselves like this is the way life is, and this is what makes me happy, and this is. But I think they're like gonna hit a point at some point, maybe when they're like, like 30, like early 30s, maybe mid 30s, where they're like, whoa, like I haven't lived at all, like this, like my life kind of sucks. I try to look at my life. It's kind of difficult to do, but I try to look at my life from like when I'm like 50. When I'm like 50 and like see what I'm doing wrong now. And it's really like, if you can really tap in, you could probably do that maybe on like DMT or some shit. Like probably that's my DMT, like look at my life from like when I'm 50, because I can just get certain truths of like how I'm wasting time, or like that's the type of shit that makes me want to do like DMT, just to get answers. But I'm kind of scared of some of the answers.
But why?
Because I think the chase for like fame and money is a stupid fucking chase. At the end of the day, I think it's a dumb thing. And not that I'm only chasing those things, but it is a part of my job. Like not so much money, but like fame, being in front of people, like music, it comes with a lot of bullshit, and I'm aware it's bullshit. But it's the life I'm choosing to go for right now, and I don't want anything to like show me how much bullshit is a part of like social media and fucking like trying to stay relevant, or and I don't want to lose drive because of it, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like you're wrong. And I don't mean to
Really?
be rude, but I feel like you don't make music to chase that. The music you make has a barrier of entry that shows that you're an artist.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you say you like performing live. You say you like if you were trying to chase that, I don't think you'd feel that way. Like, every artist who is chasing that doesn't care about the art of it. They care about the like persona of it. But you don't give a fuck about persona, as you said, like how you feel online. Like, you care about like being the best at the craft you're doing.
For sure.
Which is just what I see as an outsider perspective on what you're
right.
saying, you know?
You're right, but like it's a spectrum, because like at the end of the day, if I just love writing and love making music, I can stay in the studio the entire day and never release anything. And I'll be happy making my music, and I won't be a rapper anymore because people won't hear my music. You know what I mean? There's a level of like putting it out there and like it is a part of it, or like setting up a tour. Like, you can't just ignore the business aspect of it. I wish I could, but that would be my only like fear. But I don't know. I feel like at this point I kind of have like more of like a healthy understanding of like my true purpose and like what it truly is. I think mostly what it would help me is like more personal shit. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I like had this like realization. I was like not sleeping, and sometimes when you don't sleep long enough, for me that's like, maybe that's my version of a DMT trip.
Oh yeah. No, I know exactly.
Because I start just like seeing, like I like am not present enough to like have the layers of bullshit. And I was like thinking back at certain moments, I'm like still getting over this breakup. I was like with this girl for a long time, and I like haven't stopped thinking about her. And I was, and she doesn't even know this, but like, there was a period where we were together that I got like, I wasn't feeling like I was accomplishing enough in my music career. And naturally, I didn't think of this in the moment, but naturally, like, my body just like, or my brain, whatever, like felt like it needed to accomplish something else, instead. So I got really into fitness, and I started like really watching what I was eating, going to the gym like 2 times a day, like going crazy. really cutting myself off from what I was eating and kind of got into like a fucked up relationship with food, and was like fixated on just like being it in reality it was like the least healthy thing I could have done, but like being fit or whatever. And I was so not eating the right foods that I was like, I had a 6-pack but I couldn't fuck my girl because like my my levels were fucked up or whatever.
You want some of this?
Gorgeous girl, and I look back at that moment like, bro, I spent all this time trying to be healthy, getting in the way of my relationship because I couldn't even fuck my girl just to get a 6-pack that I don't even want to show anybody because I think it's kind of whack showing off your 6-pack. Like, I think it's a little fucking fruity or whatever. Like, moments like that of, like, it took me, I know it's, like, a really weird example, but I was so in it. Like, you couldn't tell me shit in the moment. Like, I was waking up early, going in and going at night, and, like, you couldn't tell me shit. She couldn't tell me shit. But I'm, like, I look back and I'm, like, bro, like, what are you doing? You're just running away from yourself and you're fucking with your relationship, like, in this moment of, like, early 20s, like. But I wouldn't have really like come to those realizations if I didn't think of it like so far like in the past. Because sometimes I can still get into modes of like toxic ways of thinking like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me in my last relationship. Because I think for me, yeah, I put so much shit into everything else that it's like I try to push the person away so I don't have to make the decision to end it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'll just
yeah.
do this until they end it so I don't have to fucking
Yeah.
pull the cord.
It's definitely like not an easy thing balancing.
That's a big dude thing.
What?
Like pushing the chick to break up with you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it yourself. So you don't have to be like the bad guy.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like,
and
you just start shutting down.
unless
and
they
then
just
like,
won't break up with you, and then you got to break up with them.
yeah. Are you usually the breaker upper, or you?
I've never been broken up with, but
I got broken up with once, and it made me start this podcast.
There you go.
I started this podcast. I have what views don't matter, whatever. But it's like 40 million views later. It's like I started this podcast just so my ex who blocked me would listen to me talk and be like, "I'm better now. See, like I'm better." That's why I started this shit 4 years ago. Like,
that's good. I think I need to be broken up with, like, but I broke up with my girl, and I feel like I was broken up with. Like, I'm just like, I don't.
you think she did that shit to you? Like she was pushing you away, so you had to do it.
No,
so like you had to pull
I was the one pushing, and I was the one. I was not the best boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'm hurt now more than she is now. But I'm just like, I'm like that. It's very difficult. I like can't decide if I'm just like this. I can't decide.
I think we're young though. I think dudes really can't settle until they're older.
I can't decide if I'm just like over emotional, or if she's like, or if, like, I still don't know, or if she's like the one. Still don't know.
If she's the one.
Yeah, it's bizarre that I still feel the way I do. It's bizarre.
I think in the world that you're in, there's so much you don't know certainty. It's so much uncertainty that because it felt so certain, it felt comfortable. And that comfortability made you feel like that was the most important thing. But you can find comfortability later that also doesn't make you feel like the point you had to break up. Yeah. Because you can't, my dad always told me, you can't Monday morning quarterback a relationship because like you made the decisions with what you were dealt with at hand. Yeah. So it's like if you didn't want to be in that, you wouldn't have done what you did at hand.
Yeah.
It's like thinking back about it, you forget the actual feeling inside, not just what you feel about it.
No,
you know?
you're the grass is always like greener.
Yeah.
And I think whatever the answer may be, at the end of the day, like, I cannot be a good boyfriend right now because I am just too focused on my shit. I am too selfish, I guess. Like,
you're a 25-year-old who's starting a really successful business.
Yeah.
You have a business that is wildly successful beyond anyone around you. You know what I mean? It's like
and
you're Jeff Bezos.
Exactly. That's what I told her every morning. When I couldn't see her, I'd say, listen, baby, I'm Jeff Bezos.
I'm Jeff Bezos.
What is so fucking confusing about this relationship? But no. Yeah, I agree. Maybe not about the Jeff thing, but and you know, maybe at the end of the day, all I know is that, like, I don't have the time. And as much as I would, like, want to, because I do feel like I'm a relationship type person. Like, I'm not one of those guys that needs to be, like, fucking girls all the time.
You're not a hoe?
I'm really not. Like, some of my friends, like, their body counts, bro, is crazy. Like, and I hate when people brag about
what's a crazy body count? I need to know what you think a crazy body count is.
You know, I mean, I don't even want to say because it is.
No, because I need to know if I'm a hoe.
I don't know. It all depends because, like, you know, I know people who, like, talk about crazy body counts, but they fuck really ugly, you know, gross people.
Yeah. It's a numbers game at that point.
It's just, like, fucking whack.
Yeah.
Like, I learned that at a young age. Like, oh, not all sex that could be had is meant to be had. Some guys, I guess.
Depending on the time of night.
Depending on the time of night and your horniness levels. At the end of the day, people are... I go through different phases of horniness. Like, I will go through really horny phases, and then I will go through, I don't need to fuck at all. And some guys are just always horny, and I don't really know what that feels like, so I can't, like, judge them. But it's hard not to sometimes because it's like they make weird decisions.
Have you ever seen someone, I guess, who makes music? I see it with comedians, who I was like, you'd be so talented if you weren't addicted to pussy. Like, you were giving all your time into sex, and you could be a talented artist.
Yeah, I have like, it has crossed my mind because I know, like, certain artists who are always with, like, another girl, and I'll be, like, with one girl at a time, struggling to give her time, like, because I've, you know, am busy, and I'm like, you're supposed to be busy. How are you balancing all these? So, yeah.
Do you feel like you're lazy, or do you feel like you're busy?
I'm definitely busy. I'm not lazy. I could be less busy, but I spend a lot of time, like we were talking about earlier, like waiting for inspiration, you know, just like thinking. Like, I'd be looking like I'm doing nothing sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, yeah, you're probably the same because you're a comedian.
That was my problem with my girl. She'd think I was doing nothing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I can't feel like I'm thinking now.
Yeah.
You know
no, you
what
can.
I mean?
You need a girl
like, I'm thinking, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking.
My last girl was like an artist, so she knew what it was. But my first relationship,
mine was a professor, so she was
oh,
like,
goddamn.
Yeah, she was like.
My first relationship, I'd be like FaceTiming her, and I'd be like, I just remember specific moments, of me being like, okay, I gotta go right now, and she's like, just like mad at me that I had to go right, because it does sound fucking retarded, like, gotta go right now, but, you know.
Yeah. If you explain anything down to the basics of it, it sounds dumb though. If you explain rap or explain comedy, you're like.
Yeah, it's stupid, bro. We do some stupid shit.
But like, yeah. Did you ever write poetry before music?
Yeah. I started with poetry and it like turned into music. But it is poetry. Like, dude, if people who judge like bro, like, we're all just a bunch of poets. Like people look at like the most like who's like a rapper that like people think is like a bad guy.
Oh, I always say this. Griselda is hard. Griselda, all three of them.
Those guys are poets.
Those dudes are really tough dudes, but you don't know the dudes who are around them. Those are the real, because it's like
those guys are poets.
They're artists.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're literally like, dude, I like from a nerd brain listen to like West Side Gun's production and his fucking, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah, Conway, bro, like the way Conway, like
yeah, they're and obviously I don't mean that disrespectful. Like obviously I love them. Like they're real dudes too, but like, bro, they're, you know.
I feel like the real tough, they're tough, and I don't mean it in that way too, but the real toughest people aren't going to want to be an artist, aren't going to want to be public. Yeah. They're like scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people around, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like I have a dude. Nah, I ain't even gonna. Never mind. I have a friend who rolls with me sometimes, and people have known I'm okay because I'm with him.
Yeah,
like before people knew who I was, I'd pull up to places. And they'd be like, "Who's this fucking nerdy white guy with a camera?" I'd be in a trap and the most fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? But because I was with him, he'd be like,
"Yeah."
He doesn't want to be on his. He has 30 Instagram followers. You know what I mean? It's like. And he's the richest person I know. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this is fun as hell.
Yeah.
We did 2 hours.
Damn. Good job.
Good job. Good job to you. Good job. I didn't even feel like I had to talk. I hate when I have to like carry the weight of an interview.
Oh, yeah. I'm
sure you know what I mean?
You didn't feel like that?
I didn't feel like that.
Oh, yeah.
This was fun as hell.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. This was dope. Just 30 more minutes of us just being like, thank you. No, thank you.
This is my first podcast, bro. I don't know.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah.